And here we go again, folks. I would have finished this up by last Thursday, but my little brother had a birthday trip he wanted me to go on with, and we went, and we got a lot of cool things. I got some Power Ranger dice, that type of thing. Basically, I was having what was called a life. This is something that I don't think Reality Check even knows the meaning of the word of. So, let's review. So, to continue building on the plan, Twilight is celebrated. She comes home and reveals that in order to develop this plan and to do all the research she needed to, she used the time spell. 5 years for 5 days. And for some odd reason, this is heartbreaking to Twilight, because she's sad that 5 years went by in 5 days. Twi, you do realize that if you were that worried, you could bite them into the time bubble. Or you could have used a food preservation spell. Or, planned for it like you supposed to. But I forgot. You're perfect, Twilight. You're not my Twilight. Throughout the rest of the chapter, we're seeing the lives of the various kids that Nyx met and talked to, and apparently they're all going to get a chance to either live to Ponyville or some other bullcrap, because, heavens knows, we really like those kid characters. They were so well developed and so well maintained. Meanwhile, everybody else is happy at Ponyville, eating down a huge breakfast banquet, and Time Turner gets engaged to Derpy. I will say this. At the very least, the one thing that makes Reality Check better than Mikan is this. At least he doesn't forget about Derpy. That is the most important thing right now. Meanwhile, we also see Celestia dole out punishments, and Prince Blueblood gets to go out to sea and starts traveling. And learns to behave like a prince. Wait a minute! You mean to tell me that the girls all have problems with princesses, and that being a ruler is evil, but Blueblood has to learn to act like a prince, and that it's okay for him to be a prince? Wait a fucking minute. Are you saying that it's okay to be a ruler as a prince, but being a princess ruler means that you're trying to take over? Double standard much? Now wait a minute. Now that I think about it, everybody seemed to have a problem with Princess Twilight and the idea of being a princess, when we've all had examples of badass princesses in history, even before Twilight. Princess Leia, for instance. We've had those examples. Oh, and Longwing. Gotta keep my love of the Predain Chronicles steady. So we've had those examples. That I get. I do have to ask, if the genders were reversed, and it was said that Twilight became a prince, and somebody said everybody wanted to be a prince, would there have been as much of an uproar? I'm kind of curious here, because it does feel like that. Then again, it seems like that a lot of the times, don't it? I mean, we associate Disney princesses being, some of them being bland, even though I could disagree with that. But have you ever considered Disney princes? Those guys, until Aladdin, with the exception of maybe Philip, are as bland as toast. And pretty possible most of them drank milk. Yeah. Have you ever noticed? All of them were bland. No, it's the princesses that's the downside. Yep, it's the princesses we gotta be disagreeable with. Grr. And as such, Celestia proceeds to remove all the House of Nobles, tries to get a bunch of new ones, and associates Twilight with it. Twilight, in return, abdicates. This is going to get stupid, isn't it? And it's just more Twilight grumbling and trying to tell him why she should be ruler and all that. And all I can think of is that somebody needs to give her a dope slap. Seriously, just get it over with. But they also have a bright idea. Give more power to the commoners. Which seems to be a thing in Equestria anyway, so I don't see what's been changing. Because from the looks of it on Canterlot, it seems to be very, very much a parliamentary government. With the princesses having only the final say and making, big changes and determination while they've got most of the power. Seems like the commoners have power anyway, so what's the big change other than that reality check never actually watched the show? Never in 1,000 years. And you know what about the whole entire princess thing? I can imagine Twilight would love to be the one signing documents. But, to this fic, Twilight, I want to say this. If you have such a big old issue with leading and making orders and forcing people to follow you, never lead again. Never organize anything. This is your final time you ever organize anything, that you'll ever lead the main six into battle, that you ever lead anyone into doing a job, or that you ever have anybody follow orders. Because the moment I see you even think that, I will bitch slap you so damn hard for being a fucking hypocrite. Because apparently you don't like leading, but you're okay with being a head organizer. Fuck you. And fuck this wedding scene too. Because guess what? Her husband-to-be gets an upgrade and turns into a mother bucking alicorn. God, this fic is so stupid! I'll give reality check this. It's well written. Grammar's fine and all that. But the characterization on this fic sucks. The thoughts of the characters suck. And everything about it just feels like it's written by some guy who just wants to make girls feel inferior. Who just wants to sit back and instead of telling you a story, they'll ram his political aspirations down your freaking throat every 5 minutes. And people like this. They like having political garbage being thrown down their throat. Personally, I don't. But tomorrow, Sonic Frontiers comes out. I'll be grabbing it. And I've got a special little fic all for it. For you see, we all know about the live-action Sonic movie. We all know about the OAV. But did you know that in the world of fanfic, before any of this happened, there was another Sonic movie?